Hey guys, it's Paul Britton from Microsoft. Boy, are we pumped and excited to reach out to all the Microsoft fans around the world about what took place here today. I'm with Ben Rudolph.
Hey guys, we are going to go take a hands-on look at all the new stuff that was announced today at the Microsoft event. So, Paul, why don't we go, let's go take a look,
Let's dive in. Absolutely.
So the first thing that we're going to go take a look at is the brand new Surface Book. I mean, this was something that I was super excited about because I carry a Surface Book every single day. I love it, and the fact that we now have a new device that's going to add more power, more battery life, that's really, really amazing stuff. I think we're going to head over here, right?
Here we are, yeah.
All right.
Pretty slick stuff. We're excited and honored to talk to Kate.
So those of you who saw us do our last stream at the Surface Prototype Lab got to meet Kate. And you designed the muscle wire hinge that connects the Surface clipboard to the base, correct?
Right. The detach mechanism was a big team effort, right? I mean, it was so cool and it was so much fun. It was one of those magical moments when it worked. You saw the prototype.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It was cool. Yeah.
So what do you have to tell us about the new Surface Book? Like, for you, what makes this thing so different and so powerful?
Yeah. So it has 16 hours of battery life, and it was redesigned from the inside out, right? So we kept the same envelope and the same icon that we love from the Surface Book and made it more efficient. It's 2 times the graphic power. So when I use it, I just crank all my CAD and all my programs and everything I need, and I can go all day. I can use it all the time, and it's so fast. I love it.
And I think that's really exemplary of what we're trying to do with the product, right? If somebody like you, who's a high-end designer, high-end engineer, can do all the work that you need to do on a machine that's, a couple of pounds, slides into a backpack, and not even have to be jacked into a power supply, pretty amazing.
I know, it's incredible. I can take it everywhere. And yeah, it's so fast. My creative flow is just so speedy with this, so I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it's got the same amazing hinge that you designed for the first one, correct?
Yeah, the same design that we love from the Surface Book, we put into this as well, and so it's a great machine. I enjoy using it, and I had a great time working on original Surface Book and this as well. So.
Awesome. Well, Kate, thank you so much. I know that you have to go, so I don't want to keep you too long.
Yeah.
So we're going to drool over the device that you just designed for a minute.
And look at this
Oh.
too. Check it out.
Wow. Look at that.
I know. Take a look at all that battery.
I was looking at it this morning. I didn't know I could flip it over.
Yeah, I know.
See, that's why you're the engineer and I am just the PR guy. No, that's amazing. Thanks, Kate. Thank you so much. So, Paul.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the new device.
Absolutely.
So you've been working on this for months.
For months.
So for you, as somebody who is so close to the original Surface Book and now looking at our second Surface Book, what's the difference for you? Like, what do we need to call out from a fan or from a consumer? What do we need to be looking at?
Absolutely. For me, and I've used the original Surface Book for an extended period of time. I travel all over the world, and I love it. It's my favorite laptop I've ever used. First thing you'll notice right away, of course, is the keypad. The key sets here have been inset. If you get in really close here, you can see how it's a little more muscular than it was before. The side, I'll go ahead and turn it here for you guys. You can see, so we have a larger, as Kate mentioned, we have a larger battery that gives you 16 hours of battery life, 30% more battery than what we had in the original Surface Book. And because of the additional graphics processing power that's built into this, 2 times the graphics power that we had in the original Surface Book, we have improved cooling, of course. So we had to make sure that we dispersed all the heat that would naturally build up.
And that's something that Panos talked about in the keynote. I mean, I don't think we want to underestimate the value of having a machine that can handle that kind of horsepower. Because if you remember, sometimes you get a couple of years ago, you get a PC that was really powerful and it would blow really hot, blow really loud. This doesn't do that.
No. In fact, they put these things inside chambers to listen in on exactly how much volume, essentially, that these devices produce. So we're meticulous in the design in creating these devices, and it's just an awesome sight to see. And I'm thrilled that you all get a chance to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I love the keyboard. As somebody who does a lot of typing, spends a lot of time doing email, a lot of time in Word, that's the thing that really stands out for me, aside from, obviously, all of the power bumps that we saw. Just the comfort of using it increased in proportion to the power that we get.
Absolutely.
So that's the brand new Surface Book, and it is awesome. But I would say the star of the show,
of course,
is the brand new Microsoft Studio.
Absolutely. Surface Studio.
Surface Studio. Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited.
We're live here.
I'm not even saying the right name.
I love it.
So let's go take a look at that.
Absolutely.
At the brand new Surface Studio, because this thing is, I don't even know how to explain it.
It's
so amazing that you really have to see it to believe it, and that's why I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely.
So take a look at, for me, the display just pops out.
Absolutely.
Right? The
That's the
display
first
is
thing.
absolutely amazing. It just, the colors feel so real. That was something that we talked about in the keynote, but it really comes through when you see it in person.
Absolutely. The number of pixels that are packed in there, it's absolutely incredible. 13.5 million. That's million pixels. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful. 28 inches. It's essentially if you took 4 Surface Book displays and packed it into one giant Surface display here, as you can see, which is awesome.
That's pretty amazing. And we've got Chris from the Surface team
Absolutely.
here. So, Chris, thank you for hanging out with us. So, take us on a tour of the brand new Surface Studio.
Sounds great. Well, I'm going to start off first at the display. Is this easier? Is that easier? Okay.
One hand to move it anyway.
So great. And I do only need one hand. We have a 4.5K 32 28-inch display. So 13.5 million pixels packed into a system that is only 12.5 millimeters wide at its thickest point, less than 9 millimeters thick at the edge.
The thinnest LCD monitor built.
Thinnest LCD monitor in the market.
That's
ever
incredible.
built.
Amazing design work.
And the colors, the viewing is amazing. The system is tuned so that we have dynamic color maps.
Yeah.
Right now, this is in DCP-free. That's our vivid mode. We also have an sRGB and a DCI-P3 mode.
So for
we
those
can
of us who are
dynamically change
not
color maps.
display engineers like yourself, tell me why I would want to use that. Like, what does that matter? If I'm a creative, why does having those different color palettes matter?
So the DCI-P3 color map is customary for people that are doing video content.
Okay.
And it's the standard content for video. But we find when we use that color map for standard images of people, we don't get the correct tones all the way. So we created a vivid color map that is a P3 D65 color map that we use as our standard map so that people that are just using it on a general basis have it. And then also sRGB3 is the standard color map. So we want to make that available for people that are working in a native sRGB environment. So we give the people choice so they work in what they want to use best.
That's amazing. I don't know what any of those acronyms mean, but it certainly sounds impressive. And I can tell you as somebody who's an amateur, it looks amazing. Like it really does
It
look
is amazing. That I can attest to.
So let's talk about that hinge.
All right.
Because I think that was the moment that really blew everybody away when Panos was talking about it up on stage. Is the hinge that allows this thing to convert down into that canvas mode.
The hinge is something that I'm just amazingly proud of. We set out with the objective that a 5-year-old could walk up to the system and change from desktop mode to canvas mode, or now what we call studio mode. We achieved that, and with an amazing feat. Within the hinge, there's over 170 parts in the hinge. 80 of them are unique, and we transitioned through a series of cams to enable different springs to make sure we get the right counterbalance across the various ranges of motion.
Amazing. So this is what really blows me away, is you can literally just grab it with one finger, slide that out of the way, and push it down, and then take one finger and pull it back up, and it just stays in place. It's not the kind of thing where you have to hold the base down. It's not the kind of thing where you have to come up and do one of these. You know, I have 5 kids at home. And
congratulations.
Thank you. And my littlest one, she's only 13 months old. So me being able to hold her like this and drop Surface Studio down into that mode, do what I need to do with touch or with the pen, and then grab one finger and pull that back up without ever having to put Isabel down, that's a pretty amazing, compelling thing, even for me as a home user.
Fantastic.
That's really good.
You're going to be able to have a few more kids.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and we'll just keep going until the house gets full up. Although with each kid, that gets incrementally more expensive, which means I can't afford one of these.
My youngest is a senior in college.
Oh
now,
my
so I
gosh,
have
you're so far ahead of me. So what else do we want to talk about here on the Surface Studio? I think we need to talk about pen, and I'd love to talk about dial a little bit.
First off, before we go there, there's really 3 main subsystems of the system. We talked about the display and the hinge. The base is the compute system. And so within this system, we've put in a high-end graphics engine. We can deliver a 6th generation 4-core i7 processor and an NVIDIA GeForce 980 GPU.
Okay.
It's a high-end graphics system.
So that thing's loaded.
And so it enables a fantastic amount of work. The system is meant to be visually quiet and physically quiet. So we put in countless effort to make sure that we could cool this system and not have a loud fan system. There's 3 fans in there, one dedicated to the CPU, and 2 other fans with a engineered cooling system to keep the system cool and able to operate it. There's also an internal 270 watt power supply in the system.
So that's all built in. So literally it's
all
just
built
one
in.
cord into the back.
All that's
correct?
connected here is 2 cords. We have Ethernet and power.
Yeah, I mean, I think this attention to detail when it comes to building a system like this, it really matters. Like every detail's been considered. So for me as a home user, I put this in my office. I just want one cord out the back. I don't have wires all over the place. There isn't a separate bulky power supply that sits on the ground. It's just you plug it into the wall, you connect it to your Wi-Fi, and off you go.
One of our core values within Surface is that we iterate so we get to the perfect product for Surface. We have an iterative design process, a vision is set, and we iterate through to get to that perfection for our product.
I'm just so excited. It's so good, and the fact that we can actually talk about it to the world really, really matters. It's really amazing. All right, Chris, thank you so much. We got to get moving.
All right.
There's so much more to cover here. So, Paul, what's next?
Absolutely. We're going to head over and talk a little bit about gaming.
Thank you.
And gaming is central as well. And here we have Chris Bishop from the Studios team. How you doing? It's been about a month or so since Forza Horizon 3 launched. How's things going?
It's been our best Forza launch ever. Yeah, it's the highest rated racing game of this generation, and it's doing great on both Xbox One and Windows 10. We're very excited to be showing it off on the new Windows 10 Hero device here, the Surface Studio.
Absolutely. So how's it running on Surface Studio?
It runs really well. Yeah. So of course, with any any of our first-party games on PC, you can adjust a lot of different settings. This we have running at high. It's super smooth. Just looks really, really phenomenal on this giant, 4,000 by 3,000 resolution screen.
4.5K display.
Yeah, the colors are great. It's super fluid. The controller, like we were talking about earlier, is really cool. It just pairs. It just works.
Yeah, that's kind of unique in that the Surface Studio has the Xbox One wireless controller protocol. It's the first PC to launch with this, and it's all built in, so there's no dongles required. You just pick up your Xbox One controller, pair it with your Surface Studio, and you're good to go.
Yeah, so people have been coming by, having a blast. Of course, with our Play Anywhere titles, I could be playing this on my Surface Studio here. You can be on your Xbox, and we can play seamlessly. I could stop playing on this, pick up on my Xbox, and pick up. So it's a lot of fun.
Right on. Thanks, Chris. Really appreciate it. Absolutely. Right on. Pretty impressive stuff here with gaming on Surface Studio.
Excellent.
All right.
So what pairs perfectly with the brand new Surface Studio?
Hey,
a brand new Xbox controller.
Absolutely. And we have quite the lineup here thanks to the Xbox Design Lab. Here we have tons of customized controllers. And what do we have here? A special guest.
Right on cue.
Is that Facebook? We're on Facebook?
The whole thing.
Can I take this?
You can.
All right. Good to see you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Good to see you, man.
How are you?
How you doing, buddy?
We are doing well.
Great. What a day, huh?
It's been a pretty big day.
Hello, Facebook. Nice to see you.
So, Larry,
Yeah.
what do we have here?
Well, we're showing a little bit, hardcore Xbox fans will recognize a lot what we're doing here. We're showing off some of the bundles that we have for the holiday, the Gears of War 4 bundle, this wonderful Battlefield bundle, the FIFA bundle, and then we've some of the other side as well. We're showing off what we've got because Xbox One is the gift you want for this holiday. It was the gift for this holiday season.
It's one of the gifts you want
and
for this
then
holiday
Surface
season.
Studio decided to appear this morning.
Exactly right.
So yeah, we're just kind of showing that off. And of course, the Xbox Design Lab, which is where you can go and design your own controller at designlab.xbox.com. You can go ahead and design it online, and you can monogram it, and we'll send it out to you. And these are amazing. It's got all the Bluetooth in there, so you can use it with your PC. Millions of combinations of colors you can do.
Absolutely awesome. And that's like a perfect accessory to go with your Xbox
Right.
or to go with your brand new Surface Studio.
Absolutely. Now, what's great about the Surface Studio, I don't know if you covered this already, is that it actually has the special protocol to talk to your Xbox
That's
controller.
right. Built in.
Built in. Now, of course, this will work with any Bluetooth PC, but our special protocol allows for a much better connection.
Nice.
So, that's
So while we're here,
Yeah.
we've now talked about Xbox and we've talked about the brand new Surface Studio.
Yep.
Tell me what's going on when we talk about Xbox Play Anywhere, right? And the
Yeah.
ability to play now between Xbox, between my Windows PC.
Yeah.
Where's that going? Because I think now we have the hardware across both platforms.
Well, if we
to
can,
make it work.
let's move down here because
Yeah,
one of the
absolutely.
great titles for Xbox Play Anywhere is right here. And what we're showing here is we're showing Gears of War 4 playing on PC, but this is one of the most successful Play Anywhere titles where you purchase it on Xbox console and you get the PC version for free.
Right.
And that includes your save games go back and forth. You can do crossplay. I can be on my PC, you can be on your console. We can do horde mode together.
Yeah, and that's going to be really compelling because we have a lot of people who have both.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people who just have one.
Yeah.
And there are people who previously weren't effectively in the ecosystem, and now they are.
Right. So we're thrilled that they're here with us.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Larry, thank you so much.
We're all done?
We're all done.
Okay.
We got so much to cover. I
Well,
can't
Ben, I want to
to
thank you for giving me your time, and more importantly, I want to thank you for dressing up. That was
Thank
really
you.
nice of you.
So every time Larry and I do a video together, I'm always dramatically underdressed. I got to up my
Or am
style.
I overdressed? I don't know.
I'm going to say I'm underdressed
All
because
right.
you look great.
I'll let you guys get on with it, buddy. Good
Thank
to see
you
you, man.
so
I'm going to
much.
hand you your mic back.
Okay, I appreciate it very much.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm not sure how I follow the one and only Major Nelson, everybody.
Yeah, that's a really, this is just a really compelling story. So
Absolutely.
The gaming story gets so good this holiday season. Amazing titles, the
Yes,
best
Xbox Play
exclusives, the
Anywhere.
biggest titles, Xbox Play Anywhere, and now even more capable hardware. You can play those games on your PC.
Absolutely.
Play them on your Xbox.
Stream them live to
Go
your
back
friends and
and forth.
family. What's
Pretty-
not to love?
Pretty great.
Xbox.
So while we're on the topic of Windows,
Yes, absolutely.
There's a lot of Windows news today too.
There certainly
So
was.
let's go check out some of this amazing 3D stuff that we were talking about today.
It's pretty incredible.
So-
I'm not a huge artistic type of person, so the ability for me to kind of create my own 3D objects blew my mind this
That's
morning.
going to be really, really compelling. I'm
Yeah.
the same way. I'm a bit of a photographer, but being an artist is not something that I've ever really done before. So
Absolutely.
we're going to talk to...
Yes. All right, here. All
There
right,
he is.
gentlemen. How's it going?
Hey,
All right.
I'm Ben.
I'm Joe.
Joe, thank you so much for hanging out. So we were just talking about all the amazing new advances that we've got coming in Windows, especially around 3D creation. So can you show us what we got?
Yeah, totally. So this is Paint 3D. This is part of the creators update. And actually, you caught me in the middle of making a little emoji here. So let's see here. I'm just in the middle of figuring out a mouth that I want. Let's see. I'm going to grab this mouth, and using our sticker tool, I can just simply apply this mouth straight onto the object. So I'll tap, and there we go. I now have a little mouth applied right to my emoji. So what's really cool is not only can I apply stickers straight to my object, but I can go up here to our creative community, and we have some objects that we can also pull into the scene. So I have some glasses that I can use. Let's see here, some hats. I'll get this little hat here, place in project, and that just downloaded from the community this 3D object straight into Paint. All right, so I can move this around, I can scale this, but I'm not quite sure where this is in 3D, so it's simple for me to move
Wow.
that hat right onto that 3D object. Let's see, let's line it up a little bit, maybe do that, and now I have this awesome
Can you
little
show us that
hat.
again? Because I think that's an amazingly compelling
Totally.
feature that
Yeah.
allows kind of anybody, whether they have any kind of 3D design experience or not, to you just get it the minute you see it like that. So show me what I need to click here.
Cool, well let's see. I'm gonna go back to the community, I'll grab another object.
Okay.
So let's see, I'll hit back.
This emoji's getting a lot of accessories.
I know, let's see, what glasses should I put on here? Maybe some aviators.
Can't go wrong with aviators. They're a classic.
And what's cool here is I can preview them right into here before I place them in. Cool, so here are my 3D glasses. And again, I can put them right onto my emoji. And there we go.
That is pretty amazing. I mean, we saw the demo in the keynote, but at least for me, being able to come up this close and just see you just knock this out. I know you're a professional and you're a trained professional, but I mean, you did this in 30 seconds?
Yeah,
That's really compelling.
show off some other stuff that I could do here. So what I just grabbed is I grabbed my 3D doodle tool. So let's maybe give this guy some facial hair, right? So let's see, I will start here. And I'll kind of draw, he's got a kind of scraggly beard there. Cool, it just created my object. Now I don't want this yellow though, so let's see. I can grab my same 2D tools that I use, give him a white beard, tap, and it just painted that object. So again, I can move this back, forth in depth, and make sure it's kind of on the right depth there on my model. And now I have a cool little bearded emoji.
It's kind of like hipster Santa Claus emoji.
Hipster Santa Claus. So yeah, there we go. So that's a quick look at a lot of the tools we have. Some other stuff that we can do as well is we can paint directly onto these objects. So if I just grab any brush here, I can even change different types of materials and color, and I can just paint right on top of this model. So let's say we want like a little bit of hair coming out around the edge. That is all in 3D around the model. You can see how that's applied directly.
It's amazing. I just love how effortless it is. I mean, this is something that a couple of years ago required a high level of technical skills, specialized software, hours, months, years of training, and now it's just built in and you can just let it rip.
Yep, it's super easy. I can pop back to edit mode and I can just edit away with kind of a familiar 2D interface, yet I'm working in 3D.
Now, what if I wanted to share this out to other people?
Cool, so that's pretty easy to do. So let's see here. I'm going to open up that very same community that I downloaded some objects from, and I'll hit this upload button. And now this is prepping this model to go up online. So all of this work that I've done, so it's kind of packaging it up, and here's that very same creation. I can rotate around, kind of get the thumbnail that I want. You know, maybe get those nice aviators right in view there. And then I can even change some of my lighting settings. So you can change, kind of get the background that I want. You know, I'm happy with my creation, so I want to showcase it in the light that I want. Let's see here. Let's go with that. I can even change the light wheel.
Wow, with like dynamic lighting, that's amazing.
Yeah. So
beautiful
get
shadow.
the light right there. I'll hit next. What was this guy called? What did we say? He was like
I think we called him Hipster Santa Claus.
Hipster Santa Claus. Oh wait, something like that, right? There you go. Sure. I'm gonna hit publish. This is packaging up this creation. It just uploaded it to our community, so I can hit view model. So this is our remix3d.com community, and there we go.
There
is my very same
for the
creation.
world to play with in 3D print.
Yep. There we go.
That's great. Joe, thank you so much. This is fantastic. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
This is really game-changing stuff, right? This, it democratizes 3D. It makes it for everybody, and that's something
3D for everyone.
You can only get through Windows, and that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, thanks for
Awesome.
checking it out.
Great. Paul, what do we have next?
Fantastic. We're going to circle around and talk to Madefire.
Oh, yeah.
They were
had a
on
great
stage
demo.
at the keynote. It's pretty darn incredible.
All right, let's take a walk around.
We'll take a walk around. You guys can take a look at the overall kind of view of the space. It's absolutely a gorgeous day here in New York City, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
People getting a chance to get hands-on. Even we see a motorized device over there being controlled by Surface Studio. Pretty amazing
Excuse
stuff.
me, guys.
We're coming through. There's so many people. It's exciting.
Yeah,
the
it's
energy
packed.
here is
This place is
crackling.
packed.
So we're going to make our way on over and come around to Madefire. Now, this particular experience was shown off on stage, and I should call out a couple other things since we're here and we have a moment, and that is that every Surface Studio comes with the Surface Pen. It comes with the Surface keyboard immediately at the factory. So when you get your Surface Studio and it comes out of the box, it's just paired and ready to go, which is pretty awesome.
Nice. So it looks like Josh.
Yeah.
There he is. Josh, good to see you. So Josh, what is your role at Madefire?
I lead business development and sales.
So we saw Ben do his amazing demo, and he's sketching some stuff right now. Tell us about the app, the program that you're building, how it works, and how Surface is making that come to life.
Yeah, sure. So basically Madefire is a digital publishing platform. We have an authoring tool to essentially build these what we call motion books, and that's essentially flat art but in layers. And so we're adding subtle motion and sound to that experience. So it's really an immersive book. We have this basically step-through motion, keeping it a reading experience. So we're trying to be the best reading experience possible. And where comics come in and where Ben really excels at is visual storytelling. So when we have the authoring environment, which is on the web, which I could run through here in a minute. Do you mind if I borrow that in a second? Yeah.
In case you didn't know this was live, it is live.
So this is a lot easier.
Awesome.
Yeah, no worries. So basically what we're trying to show here at the studio is like a workflow to create a comic is essentially starts with a script. And then on our script we can essentially mark it up and do thumbnails to start visualizing like what this means and like how this will be presented as a visual story. And then where Ben comes in with the Photoshop, obviously a professional's done this, so, but you're essentially bringing it to life with Sketch and making that art really, putting the love and the time to that. And then you would get into the assembly of what we call a motion book. And this is where the Madefire motion book tool comes in. It's a web platform. Your assets are here, they're uploaded, and this is where the animation lives. So this can be essentially a scrubber showing running through sort of what the movement and basically scale and movement of the assets to tell a better story, and using that as like a punctuated reading mechanism. And so the delivery, if you go in all the way to creation, assembly, and then you have the Mayfire reader.
Assembly and creation. What has been the difference in switching to a device like this with a huge canvas for you to work on?
Oh, well, I mean, everything changes. And where most of it you see it is this, because this happens on a whiteboard. This happens, I print this, and then I sketch it up, and then I have to take a picture of it, then I have to rewrite it or whatever, reprint it, and just go through the analog to digital. But so this essentially takes out the paper, the whiteboard. This is our whiteboard. This is our ideation stage in creation, the beginning of the creation stage.
Yeah.
And then you have really and then all the way to the delivery and presentation of the final polished piece.
And you can access that finished polished piece through the Mayfire app. And
That's correct. Yeah. So our Mayfire app, Windows 10 native app. You can download books, a lot of books for free. This example here is DC Comics. So we work with publishers like DC to essentially build these books. So this is flat, comic book art, but we're adding that love, the motion, sound, but keeping it real. So this is the last page here.
Yeah.
Just jump right into one of these pages. So essentially, we're acting, our animation is with a purpose, it's with intent. It's not trying to be a puppeteer. It's really a lot of cinematic moves and leading the eye and essentially making it a reading platform that's native to digital. It feels natural, right? It's like kind of buttery and feels good. When you're reading it as a tablet on the Surface, it's pretty much where we see books for the future.
It's really amazing. I mean, seeing it even on a small screen looks incredible. When you pull it over to this display with this pixel density and this color depth, it changes the way. I mean, you look at a static paper comic compared to this, and it's night and day.
Yeah. Well, we're competing against the PDF, so
Sure.
So this is, the steps in publishing and how we see the future of storytelling, taking a complicated process like a movie or TV or game, and making that more simple, and essentially this could be thought of as immersive storyboards or basically a lot of pre-visualization as that if you're talking about bigger media and bigger projects.
Really impressive. Josh, thank you so much. We got to get moving. This is amazing. We'd love to see you guys using the brand new technology to bring your stories to life. Thank you so much.
All right. The future of storytelling.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's
here.
pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
So one of the other demos that we heard about, one of the partnerships we heard about was Mental Canvas.
Yes.
And we are lucky enough to have Julie, who's the CEO of Mental Canvas, to talk a little bit about what you guys are doing with Microsoft, with the Surface team, how you're putting the brand new Surface Studio to work.
Okay. I'm Julie Dorsey. I'm a faculty member at Yale University and also the founder of Mental Canvas. Mental Canvas developed out of a research project in my laboratory, and for a long time I've been very interested in the idea of extending what you can do with pencil and paper, and that's exactly what we do here. So let me take you over here for a moment.
Yeah, you bet.
Right now we're inside the Mental Canvas authoring system, and this is what I call a spatial drawing. It's a drawing in which you can move around, look at things from different points of view, and you can also draw from wherever you are. A drawing like this conveys a lot more information than a standard 2D drawing, as you can imagine.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We envisaged lots of applications for this, from things like storyboarding for the movies, architectural design, fashion design, anything where the ability to ideate in space is important.
Very cool. So how are you putting the Surface Studio to work? And there's some really unique things about the device, about the dial that I know Panos talked about, but I'd love to hear from your perspective. How does this hardware setup, how does that change things for you?
So I was very excited when I first saw Surface Studio because it seemed to be the perfect device to extend drawing. Obviously we have sort of a very powerful computer with multi-touch, and this is all graphics-based software. So we use pen and touch as integral components, and the dial we use in a variety of very interesting ways to change stroke width, to change color, and also to manipulate in space, to move around in space.
Beautiful. It's really amazing. I mean, these are, we were just talking to our friends over at Madefire, and they had a similar story, like the difference between moving from 2D and analog to 3D and digital and have something be that used to be so static feel so immersive, pretty revolutionary.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I love what you guys are doing. I think one of your colleagues is ready to show us a little sketch here.
Yeah.
Can we show it live?
Yep.
Excellent.
I'm here with Kara, who's also from Mental Canvas, and be able to... Fantastic. That's great. And she's going to show us how we can go from a 2D plane to a 3D plane using a spatial drawing, as I believe you called it. Awesome. I'll come around to the other side here, and you can add some
She's very
some color.
intent at work. Don't disturb.
Absolutely. Like I said, we are doing this live. This is great.
So the idea is that you can organically move from what looks like a sort of normal pen and paper sort of sketch. But what's happening here is she's adding dimension organically over time. So she's just drawn a skyline in the background. She's now got a bridge in the foreground. The thing that's great here is just like with a regular sketch, you don't have to know where you're going when you sit down to start. You can actually just dynamically add elements and also sort of project them out into space dynamically. So this is really great for like fast mock-ups or storytelling. Anything that involves thinking three-dimensionally. But what's beautiful about it is that it sort of retains all the great things about drawing on a pad of paper, but now with expanded capabilities.
That's absolutely incredible. And the fact that you can use the Surface Dial with it and be able to really customize as what has been the creative difference in being able to use these tools? I mean, previously I'm sure you used smaller devices, so being able to move to a 28-inch screen here.
It's really meant breaking out of the sort of mode of a multi-touch device that's very small. Canvases in our software are infinite, and if you watch Carol draw, she's actually leaning into the device. This is much more like a traditional studio table. And what's beautiful about dial, pen, and device, sort of studio put together, is that you don't have to worry so much about drawing, sort of going to menus. A lot of your interaction is between pen, dial, and touch. Right. And so that means you can really be much more creative and much more immersed in your work.
That's absolutely incredible. Julie, thank you very much. I appreciate your time and your energy here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Julie, thank you so much. This is amazing. It's really beautiful. What I love the most about what you're doing right here is that we're seeing basically every mode of interaction with the device. Pen, touch, dial, but no mouse and keyboard. And I think that really crystallizes what we're trying to do, right? An entire new way of computing. And
Right,
that's
exactly.
That's exactly what Surface Studio is doing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for showing this. So Paul,
Thank
we've
you
got
very
some
much.
other stuff to show on the other side here, correct?
Yeah, let's come on over.
Paul's going
Yeah,
the
this
long
has
way.
been...
Are we going to go the long way around? Let's
Yeah,
go the long
I
way
think
around.
so. We're going the long
All
way
right,
around.
We'll go the long way around.
Yeah.
Since we're right here.
Excellent. And we're coming on over here. We have a couple of really cool things set up here, including here we have within Windows 10 the brand new Photos app that's going to be updated with part of the Creators Update.
That's exactly right. And we talked about some amazing professional applications. This is a really great personal application of how you can use Surface Studio, use the pen, use dial. It's really great.
Absolutely. Hi, how are you? Paul.
Very well, thank you. Stacia. Stacia.
Excellent, absolutely. So we'd love to take a group photo here with Ben and I, and I believe we can ink on it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. If we can take a picture, and then we can bring our picture right on in.
We don't have that hooked up today, I'm
Okay.
afraid.
All right, that's quite all right. That's quite all
You're
right.
getting ahead of yourself.
I sure am. I sure am. That's quite all right.
So let's assume we just took a picture, and it's a beautiful, amazing photo like one of these.
Here we go. Let's do it anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, I
there
love
we
it.
go.
So we'll
I
say
like
yes. Here we go.
All right, Paul.
If there was no doubt that we are doing this live, here it is.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
All
Very
right.
cool. All right.
I'm going to slide over this way.
Here we are.
Light for you.
And then you can come on in and start drawing right away, right? Yeah, so we can add some, hey,
For you.
you're an artist. I love it.
am.
Okay. See, I have no artistic ability whatsoever.
This gentleman
So
is
this,
going to get a little more of a
okay, a little more.
Thank you so much.
All right. Hey.
You're looking good, Paul.
Okay, like that. And maybe a nice red bow tie.
Oh. You're classing them up. Look at that.
And now when I save that, the ink dries.
Let's your ink dry.
and I get
Oh,
animated play button.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very, very cool.
That's awesome. Stacia, thank you so much. This is exciting. This will be available in the Creators Update. So will people be able to download this and try it out in the Insider builds?
So this is available today for Windows Insiders, and it'll be available for the
public very soon.
Very cool. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Stacia. Thank you.
right.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Stacia. So,
All right.
Paul, I think we've hit just about everything that we want to hit today.
We sure have.
As you guys can see, there's so much going on here. So we have brand new Surface Book.
Brand new Surface Book.
We got
with an i7 processor,
right?
twice the battery,
twice the battery life,
power.
twice the power, 16 hours of battery life.
Oh.
That's going to be the next device that I carry in my bag. I can't
Same
wait
here.
to get my hands on
I
one.
mean, you travel quite a bit, so thousands of
40,000
miles
in the last 5 weeks. So
Absolutely.
that's that battery life is going to come in handy. We talked about the brand new Surface Studio, which I
Yes.
think is the star of the show.
It absolutely is.
I mean, that's
people,
something that's like transforming the entire, basically creating a brand new category of device.
It is a
right?
brand new category. We call it the studio category here at Microsoft, and we're excited to break into a new category and help people create and do brand new things.
Yeah, I mean, I think I goofed and I called it an all-in-one earlier, and that is
quite
so
right.
dramatically underwhelming for what that thing actually is. The ability to create, the ability to use your pen, the ability to use the dial. We talked a little bit about the dial,
Absolutely.
brand new way to interact with your device.
Yeah. Works with all Windows 10 PCs, but it'll work off the screen. So if you still just want to browse the web or change the volume or change tracks, even brightness of your PC,
Right.
you can do that quickly and easily with the new Surface Dial as well.
Right. And speaking of Windows, we talked about the amazing gaming story that
Yes.
we have now on Windows with Xbox Play Anywhere. We have the ability now for us to play high-end games like Forza Horizon 3, Recore directly on a brand new Surface Studio. We talked about Gears of War 4 playing on high-end PCs and cross-play back and forth.
How about those 3D emojis?
And the 3D emojis, and the fact that we're democratizing 3D, the fact that we are taking something
Your
that used
kids.
to be so technical,
Right.
requires so much training, so much specialized hardware and software, and now just building it straight into Windows so everybody can do it.
That's incredible.
That's
I'm
pretty
pumped about it,
empowering
and like I
stuff.
said, I'm not that much of an artistic type of guy, so it's going to be awesome. Your kids are going to love it, too.
They are. They are going to be very, very excited to meet Hipster Santa this holiday
There you
season.
go. Absolutely.
And then, of course, we talked about some of the amazing stuff that our partners are doing,
Yeah.
not just with Windows, but with the Surface Studio and Windows. I mean, we saw, I love that mental canvas demo, right? Being
Absolutely.
able to show somebody creating this interactive image with the Power Windows, the Power Surface Studio, pen, touch, and dial, and never having to touch a mouse or a keyboard.
Amazing.
That's
Absolutely
pretty-
incredible. The
pretty
future of
amazing stuff.
storytelling, as you said, which was, I love that line. That really jumped out to me.
Well, I think our time here is just about done.
It is,
So
unfortunately.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for everybody who is watching. Thank you guys so much for being Microsoft fans, for being Surface fans, for
love
being
you.
Windows fans. If you have any questions, you can find us on Twitter at Ben the PC Guy and at Paul Storms. Don't forget to follow the Surface page, the Microsoft page, the Windows page, all on Facebook or on Twitter. And
If you're just joining us, feel free to come back to this page and keep watching, and we'll have a replay for you.
exactly. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.